Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. I'm your host, Ed Troxel, and I am your tech-savvy business strategist who helps overwhelmed business owners get organized and help you overcome today's tech challenges. So here on the show, we talk about business, tech, and the user experience for those who are new. And I encourage you all the time, even if you're watching the replay, to pop into those comments and say hello and connect not only with me, but today we're going to have a guest, so I want you to connect with them and everyone else who pops in and out of the comments. So be sure to do that, even if you're catching the replay. Of course, you can like, love, and share this broadcast out. That never hurts, but commenting is highly encouraged. Highly encouraged. So if you are new, welcome. This is awesome to have you here. Let us know how you found us because I'm always curious if a friend told you, if I popped up in your news feed, or what went on. And if you're not new around here and you've watched the show for a long time, you didn't tell me that my new intro, which I updated the other day, wasn't my whole intro. Like I had to go back and I looked at it and I was like, why is this thing so short? It seems awfully funny. And then I was going through and cleaning up videos on my computer today and I realized that I had edited the wrong video. And so the last few episodes, the intro, not that it was bad, but it was super short and I couldn't figure out why. And it was because I edited the wrong video. So lesson learned. If you learn nothing else, which you will on this episode, but if nothing else, know that you want to just keep one file that you update. Don't create two. And if you do, make sure that you get rid of one of them at some point before you push live the next one. Just keep it simple. Just do one. Just do one. So today we are going to have a special guest join us here shortly. I will bring them on. First, we're going to jump into random news and keep it pretty short so then that way we have enough time for our guests. And if you need anything, I put the link in the comments. Just go to edtroxel.com and it has everything you need there. Top of the page, you're going to want to sign up for the email newsletter. It goes out tomorrow. So if you're not on my email list, you definitely want to jump on that. Why? Good question. Because you get to know a little bit about me, what I do. You get all of the episodes in your inbox, and it's kind of kind of an inside of Ed's world, entrepreneurship, what's going on, and what have I done all week. Which, if you guys follow me on Facebook, especially my personal profile, you know it's been busy. It's been busy. So definitely jump on that right after this episode, or if you have multiple devices and you can multitask, then go ahead and do that right now. I know that some of you guys will. I know like yesterday, Whitney on our show, one of our viewers, Whitney, she actually went through and implemented right away and told us in the comments before we ended the show, hey, by the way, yes, I was able to get that security certificate on my website. Boom. All I had to do was turn on a switch and I already got it done. Thanks. Like that's how it works around here. We learn and we implement, and sometimes we implement right away. So be sure to save this, share it out, and of course, jump on that email list so then that way you get everything in your inbox so you don't have to go hunting for it. Welcome, Mickey, Paula, and all of you secret followers. There's Whitney. Welcome to all those secret followers, those who are watching, but they're not commenting yet because they're shy, and I'm going to get you to not be shy, so go ahead and comment. So today's random news. How many of you guys are experiencing this whole no straw thing? You're looking at me like, huh? What? The straw. You know, like the little plastic straws that you would get in your drinks. How many of you guys are experiencing not getting those in your drinks anymore? Anybody? I don't have one in this one, too tall, and I'm just going to take a sip while you guys answer. So there's this whole thing, and I don't know the whole straw band, like where it's at, like how far wide it's gone, and what if it's city by city or state by state. I didn't look that up. I know, sorry, didn't do that. Erica says, yep, it's a big deal here in SF, as you probably know. Yeah, so for those who are not experiencing it yet, there is this whole, plastic straw ban. It's big to help with the environment, so I get it, but it's like getting serious, real serious. Erica says, the peeps that serve, boba tea are having a time. I bet, because here's the thing. In my area, what they're doing is if so you have to request a straw. Now, let's just talk about that. You have to request a straw. Servers can't just give it to you anymore. It's actually against the law. And I don't know if that's statewide or what, but in Santa Barbara, if you guys get this, if you're a repeat offender, I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. I will share my screen with you so you guys can see. I'm not making this up. In Santa Barbara, if you give somebody a straw and they didn't ask for it, you could get a warning. And then if you're a repeat offender, you could actually get a fine and some jail time. It is not anything. I was going to try to make a joke with the straw, but I couldn't think of it that quick. Dang, I missed that opportunity. I was trying to get creative with that. But anyway, we lost it. Oh yeah, there, look, San Francisco bans plastic straws. There you go. So it's one of those, after plastic straws, this entrepreneur wants plastic toothbrushes to disappear. Oh, see? Well, most people are having electric toothbrushes these days, right? How many of you guys, even if you're watching the replay, this is totally random, I know, but this is random news. How many of you guys have electric toothbrush? I will tell you that I just recently switched to the electric toothbrush after so many years of regular toothbrush. So it's not like it's the crazy thing, but I see that more and more now. So I would say if it's not the toothbrush, the plastic, it's probably the toothbrush heads, because those are still plastic on the electric toothbrushes. So it's interesting. Erica says they have to have the big straws for the boba, and paper ones are awful. Yeah, that's what's been happening around here, is that a lot of the places where you get straws, you are getting now the paper straws, which are a little funky. I'm not going to lie. They're a little funky. And you know what? I'm sorry, but I like having a straw with my ice water, because you have the big old chunks of ice that get stuck together. And if you're drinking out of the cup, what happens when things start moving around? Boom, there's a splash of water, and it's just, I don't know. It's just weird. But this is, how can we make this better, right? That's what we're always talking about. How can we make it better? So Santa Barbara is now going to slap you with a warning, then a fine, and some jail time. It doesn't say how much jail time. It would be very interesting to see the first person who goes to jail for handing somebody a straw. I'm just going to leave you with that thought. What are you in for? Oh, I handed somebody a straw. What? Dude, back up. I'm good. Like, I'll be over here. I don't want to mess with that guy. He handed somebody a straw. That's weird. That's crazy. How much time did you get? I don't know. They haven't told me yet. If this is your first time, I hope you guys are laughing. Let me catch up on the comments real quick. Mickey says, OMG, I literally have that exact bag of multicolored straws in cupboards right now. Mickey, you better watch out. Don't be going over into Santa Barbara, because it didn't say specifically if it was servers that were going to get fined and possibly jail time. I mean, we're guessing that, but it's anybody. I mean, you could be, I'm looking at the article just to make sure. You could just be somebody who's hanging out on the corner trying to be an entrepreneur and selling your straws, because you know that that's not like a thing now. So you're like, oh, hot commodity. Let me go over there and sell these straws. Pink ones are 25 cents. Oh, you want a blue one? Well, those ones are going to be 50 cents because they're more popular. Yellow, we'll call it 75. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Paula says people want to ban disposable razors too because of the plastic. Yeah. So, a lot of the items that we're used to, that we have everywhere, they're slowly going away, and we're trying to figure out how to make them better, So there's going to be an adjustment period. Jail time, though, I'm just not sure about that, given our jails have so much already going on, and I don't know about those straw repeat offenders. It just seems interesting. Mickey says, I'm too pretty to go to prison. Oh, that's a good one, Mickey. You are hilarious. This is true. No Facebook Living, you guys. Well, these days, who knows? I'm guessing no Facebook Living, which means, yeah, you wouldn't be able, nobody could see you, Mickey. I know. Okay, enough of random news. I know. You guys are not here for all of that. You're probably not even here for me. Let's be honest. You're here for our guest. I know. So let me go ahead and switch our screen over here and get to the right screen. And we're going to go ahead and call our guest. There we go. Perfect. If this is your first time joining, this is how we do it. We bring people on. You can always become a guest over on my website. And we now have audio. And go ahead and mute your Facebook Live because that's got a delay. And it will take a second for them to hear that. On my website. And we now have audio. And then mute your Facebook Live because that's got a delay. And it will take a second for them to hear that on my website. So Liz, go ahead and mute your Facebook Live.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
No worries, take your time.
Well, I don't really know what I'm doing. It just says speaker.
Oh, on Facebook, you're going to want to mute
Okay, hold on.
In the lower right-hand corner. No worries, take your time.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing. It just says speaker.
And you guys, while we're doing that, I will show you a visual.
But I don't know how to...
There we go. Perfect.
Can you see me?
I cannot see you yet. You should be able to hit a little camera down on the lower of your Skype window. It should be a little camera, hopefully.
Let me go find... hold on.
No worries.
Okay. Okay, so there's a little... Which one's the camera?
It should look...
Oh, wait. I think the camera's off. Okay. Can you see me now?
Yes. There we go. Hello.
Oh, can you hear me too?
I can hear you. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Well, everyone joining, just to give you a quick little background, and then I'll have Liz introduce herself. So this is how we do it when we bring on guests. We're able to bring people on via Skype. Not my first choice, but that's the one that works with the program. And we're able to bring you on as a guest expert so then you can share who you are, what you do, and your expertise and things that you're interested in. And it's just something fun to do here on the show because it's a business talk show. We talk about the conversations that are worth having. So it's nice to have somebody else to be able to have those conversations with besides me just talking to you guys. So welcome, Liz. Go ahead and introduce yourself and let people know who you are.
I think I did. Did I do something crazy? I put myself upside down. Okay.
Nope, you're good on the Facebook feed.
Okay. Well, I'm Liz Nonamaker, and I know Ed through my Facebook group. That's how I first met you, because you were a speaker in my Facebook group, which is now called Business Connections with Liz Nonamaker. And what I do is I connect people. I've been doing it for 12 years. I started with my website, Wickedly Chic, where I put together indie product vendors with new customers. And now I'm also doing it with my website, Dedicated Creatives, and putting people together there too. So I'm huge about connections.
I love that. And I love how you broke down like kind of the backstory and then the process that you went through there. And so tell us, like, because it's really powerful when you can connect people. Like, did you always know that was something that you wanted to do, or was that something that you kind of started to recognize, oh, I think there's something here?
No, I always had a big mouth. I always had a big mouth. But I always liked putting people together. And the way I started Wickedly Chic was like, I was like a stay-at-home mom, and I really didn't, my online skills were sending email and looking up old boyfriends and like ordering things online. Like those were my skills. But what I started noticing was that I saw the same stores every place that I went. Like I always saw the same stores, and I realized that a lot of these smaller shops needed exposure. So I wanted to be the voice for those smaller shops and smaller vendors that needed exposure. So I started with that. And then I really started the Facebook group. It's not quite been 2 years, but I started it because I was joining Facebook groups, and every time I asked a question, it was like I got kicked to the curb. Like I just felt like crap. Like I felt like I didn't fit in. Like I wasn't clicked. Somebody was talking the other day about being clicked up, and like I didn't fit anywhere. So I figured there had to be other people like that.
That's really interesting. So let's back up for a second to helping being the voice for those smaller stores. What's something that you did to like kind of push that forward? Because that's pretty powerful.
I had a website built. I didn't know what I was doing, and the person who built it for me charged me an arm and a leg. And this was back in 2006, and it was the ugliest thing. Like I told my paid group today, I said, I'm going to do like Wayback and show you what my website looked like, because this people that are, a lot of people are still starting out in business, and so they feel like I can't do anything. Like, where do you see my first website? It was really bad. But I had to start somewhere. Like I had to, I wouldn't have known that it sucked unless I saw it.
Right.
And then you kind of work from there.
Well, and that's so true. And plus, you don't know how are you going to go anywhere if you don't have it started. You can't move forward if you haven't started anything.
Yeah, you just have to like start with something.
Yeah.
I mean, anything.
Yeah. And so were you promoting the website to those businesses and trying to get them to connect with you via your website, or how were you like making that connection?
Well, this was pretty much before social media, so all there was MySpace, or as my mother calls it, MyFace. Remember MySpace? So
yes.
There really wasn't any social media, so I had to kind of like I don't know how I did it. Like, well, I do know how I did it, and it's really embarrassing, the things I did. But I mean, I like went to my neighbors' houses, even neighbors that I hated, and left little notes in their door. And then like I would find local shops that would let me promote the businesses. I mean, I just kind of did anything. And once there was Facebook and Twitter, then it took a different direction.
Sure. And going into these different groups, because we talk a lot on the show here about Facebook groups, and there's a lot of groups, and there's a lot of rules, and there's a lot of mixed feelings about groups. When you were in those groups and you were kind of like getting knocked to the curb, was it because of like rules where you couldn't ask questions, or they had to be phrased the right way, or kind of like what was going on with those groups?
I just didn't fit in. I mean, I just didn't fit in.
Yeah.
Like there's groups where, you kind of have to kind of follow I don't know how to explain it. Like follow the leader, like you all dress the same way, you all look the same way, you all act the same way, you all do these posts on Facebook where you're modeling and you're going like this and this and this and, a different one every day. And that just wasn't me. And so I felt like anytime I asked a question, it was always like the wrong question, or I phrased it the wrong way. Or I just wasn't, where did I really fit in? So then I started a group and, just kept growing it. And then people started asking for a private group because they wanted a place where they could share their information. And then that's when I started making money from it, and then went into the paid version. But I still have the free group, and it's really welcoming.
And that's awesome. And how many of you guys, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you can kind of relate to that there's maybe some groups that you don't feel like you belong in? Maybe you're still in them, maybe you've left them, but there's been those times where you just feel like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I will say I've felt that way before. For me, I'm big on connecting people as well, and as most of you probably know this, and about community and really working together. And as long as we're providing value and helping each other out, like at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So I can totally relate to this topic. And when you were thinking about, or when you started your group, did you have a plan, like a big plan for it? Or was it just, I just want to start a group because I just need something for me?
Yeah, I needed something for me. I mean, and I had a few other people that I knew felt this, really kind of felt the same way.
Yeah.
And so when I first started the group, we called it the bitch free zone. Well, and we only called it that, Facebook won't let you title it that. So sure. Then I called it dedicated creatives.
That's
and
right.
So I called it that, and then it was that for a long time, and then I branched off built a dedicated creatives website, have a paid group that's dedicated creatives, and now the free group is Business Connections with Liz.
Nice. And tell us a little bit more about Business Connections with Liz, because that speaks something there. That there's something there. So like, why did you go with that name?
Well, I wanted to brand myself more.
Yeah. And
it was a good way to do it. And I have a lot of information that I've gained over the past 12 years. And so I wanted it to be, I don't want it to be my group and have it be all about me, because it's all about, group is not a group unless there's other people in it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be able to brand that piece. And so right now I'm doing Sunday Night Lives, and then I'll let people ask questions all week, and then I'll answer their questions on Sunday. That's one of the things I'm doing, and asking crazy questions and letting people, have a Monday Madness thing where people can just kind of dump their stuff, like if they had a bad week or whatever. And so
that.
But the groups somebody. So anyway, so I have to tell you, Ed.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me on Sunday, they said, well, when do I start a Facebook group? And my answer was, maybe you don't.
Thank you. Everyone listening, listen to that.
They are a lot of work. I mean, you really have to want to do it.
Yeah, it's true. It's very easy, you guys, to say, oh yeah, I want a Facebook group. All I have to do is click a couple buttons and I have one. Done. Yeah, but that's just creating, and that's starting. So, like we said, you got to start somewhere. So that's starting. But understand that you have a lot of work to do. It's like running your business. It's like running your website. It's like running another social media profile and then some. Like, those are the things that you have to consider when you're starting a group or thinking about starting a group. And maybe you don't need to. A lot of you guys, when I had asked that question probably several weeks ago now, maybe a month ago, I had asked the question on my Facebook page saying, hey, should I have a free Facebook group, considering that I spent most of my time just building up the page here? And all of you guys were like, no, don't do it, Ed. You don't need it. You're good. Just don't do it. Which was awesome. It was refreshing. It was great to hear that.
Yeah, because they're a lot of work. I mean, you really have to want to do it.
Yeah. And so when it comes to connecting people, what have you found to be some of the things that really, help in terms of getting that connection and taking those relationships to the next level?
Well, especially in the paid group, like we do, I can kind of know who's going to fit together. Yeah. And I'll make suggestions to them on how they can work together. Okay. Like today, I was talking with, we had a training. We had a guest training. Actually, she's a member of the group, but she was doing a training about Instagram and how to make shoppable links in Instagram. And two of the people who were at the training, one of them sells jewelry and one of them sells bath and body products. And they just happen to be two product people. And I was like, there's a way, like you guys could be doing videos and you could be doing like little shows. And you could be, kind of selling your product sort of, but, also doing other stuff that kind of connecting. So I'll know like where somebody should fit. Yeah. Or I'll say, you know what, who you should talk to? You should talk to this person.
Yeah. And that's huge, you guys, to kind of dive another level deeper there. It's the listening, right? You're listening. You're being aware of what's going on, and you're listening to those cues and making those connections like, oh, you're here. Well, what about if you did this and work with this person? And then you're good. That's huge. And that actually happened to me, I think it was yesterday as well, where I ended up, it was yesterday. Somebody had messaged me looking for somebody for a friend of theirs. They needed a facilitator and wanted to know if I knew anybody. And so I gave them a name, and then the next thing I knew, I was like, oh, but wait, there's this other one that comes to mind, this other person that comes to mind, and here, check them out. And then they're like, oh yeah, I actually know that person. I'm going to go ahead and call them tonight. Thank you so much. And it was awesome. It was so good. It felt so good. And the fact that they actually knew them too, and I helped remind them of that person to be the candidate. Like, it's perfect.
Right. I mean, none of us that work for ourselves can work on an island. I mean,
No.
it can't, it's not possible.
Yeah.
It's just no way.
And it's not fun either. It's like,
No.
even if you were on an island, if you guys are, I know a lot of moms are watching and everyone else, and it's like, even if you were like, no, I really want to be on an island just for a day by myself, trust me, after maybe the first hour or two, you are going to be so bored and you're going to be like, what can I do? There's nothing here. There's nothing. I need to do something. So it's not, it's not as pretty as the picture sounds and looks.
Right. Well, I think the other thing too is that when you're working for yourself, you get very, very close to your own business and you can't really see the possibilities.
Yeah.
And so when you work with other people and you talk with other people, even if like in the paid group, we do these mingles. So we do them through Zoom and we do them like twice a month and they're just mingles. And they're just like, come as you are, show up in your pajamas, whatever, come late, leave early, we don't care. But you kind of get to know each other. And then if somebody's like stuck on something, someone else will see it in a different way. And there's all kinds of possibilities outside what you see that you don't always see unless somebody else sees them. Does that make sense?
Yes. And I was just typing, I guys, you'll have to replay it and listen for the quote, but I was just going to, I just typed up what I think was pretty close to it. You said, quote, when you work for yourself, you're often too close to your business to see where the opportunities are. And it's so true. That's why we have to hire coaches, why we have to hire consultants to come in. Even if you're an established business that's been around for 5, 10, 20, 30 years, you still want to get that fresh perspective from consultants. That's why you hire them, because they are able to come in, assess what's going on, and then run with it. And that's what I love. I mean, that's one of my recent clients. That's what they had me do. Fresh eyes, come in, take a look at everything, start working on it, put a plan together, and then help execute it. Like that's the best thing. That's fun. And we were able to crush the goals that were set forth because we were able to do that and work with others who had that outsider's perspective. So that's a huge one. Whitney says, I don't know, give me an island and let me test out the theory. Whitney's trying to get out of the house, get away from the kids. That's funny. So it's such a huge thing. And when it comes to connecting people, have you found techniques that work better than others? Meaning, if it's in person / word of mouth versus Facebook Live versus a tweet or Instagram post, like all of them work, or are some that are better than others?
Oh, I've just usually I send a message to the 2 people or 3 people or whatever and say, I think it'd be good if you had a conversation. And usually they end up talking. They'll either talk on the phone or whatever. Right. Sometimes just even in the group, I'll say, hey, you need to talk to so-and-so, or I'll tag somebody and say, can you get in on this conversation? But I'm always trying to pick up on those cues, where someone else can help.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is that you have to let people get to know you. Like if people don't know you and they don't know what you do, then I can't connect you and nobody can connect you.
Right.
Does that make sense? I mean,
oh yeah. It's like, and that's why you guys have to show up, deliver, and engage, not only here on the show, but wherever you're at, online and in person. Because if you don't, then nobody's going to know about you. Nobody can figure out like what you do. Nobody can recommend you. And that's why for business, you're always trying to figure out how you can niche down, how you can narrow things down so that it's easy for people to figure out what you do and how to refer people to you. Trust me, I know. I've been in that loop for a very long time. And you have to keep working at it. Don't give up, but keep working at that, and you will find that narrow focus that will really allow you to go really far. Trust me.
Yeah, it's all about putting yourself out there.
It is. And so this is awesome. Do you have any other thing? I want to make sure we cover everything that you wanted to cover in this episode. we still have some time if we need it, but I just want to make sure that we touch on anything else that maybe you had for us or that you wanted to make sure to cover.
Oh, I'm just going with you.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, that is perfect. So if somebody wanted to take it to the next level in terms of their business connections, what's something that you would recommend them doing, as a next step in terms of putting themselves out there? Should they write a post? Should they start engaging more? Like, what do you think would be a great way for them to start getting noticed?
Well, somebody asked me that the other night, like how
Perfect.
that was another Sunday Night Live thing. They wanted to know, like, where do I find my tribe?
Yeah.
Is my tribe here or is my tribe there? And I said, no matter what social media platform it is, there's millions of people on it.
Yeah.
So your tribe has to be, or the people that you connect with have to be where you're most comfortable.
Yeah.
So if you hate Facebook or you hate Instagram or LinkedIn, then don't hang out there. Like, you pick one where you feel comfortable and then just, test the waters.
Yes, you guys, that is exactly it.
But don't just, your people can be everywhere. I mean, they might be in front of your house. Who knows?
Right.
Or, but you have to, but there's millions of people every place.
And that's
so if
true.
You feel like if it feels weird to you, then you don't want to be there.
Right. And that's the thing is, like, if it feels awkward, if it feels weird to you and you don't want to be there, then you're not going to want to invest time in there. And you're not going to give your best foot forward, right? You're not going to be able to help people because you don't want to be there. It's like being at a 9-to-5 that you hate. Yeah. You don't want to show up, but you have to. And then you're not going to provide the best stuff, like the best knowledge, the best support, all of that. But when you go to somewhere where you're really into it and you really feel comfortable, you're going to be crazy like me and be posting like every 5 seconds, like, here's this, here's that, let's do this, let's do that. And you got that energy and you're ready to go and you can take on the world. Like, understand that all plays a part, and that's what you need to find. So don't worry about being on all the platforms. Be worried about being on the right platform that works for you and your people. I love it. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Liz, for joining us. And you guys, you can find Liz. I tagged her in the post. And please make sure to drop your link, Liz, into the comments so people can find you.
Okay.
And your Facebook group would be awesome, too.
I will.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Liz.
Thanks for having me, Ed.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So that's it. That's what I got for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you need anything, the links are in the comments. Of course, if you're on the Facebook page, you can just click on the link above as well. And we will see you next week. I know today's Thursday. If you're watching this on Friday, well, yesterday was Thursday. But today, during the live broadcast, it's Thursday. And we're not going to go live tomorrow, Friday. We're going to take the day off so that I can work on a bigger project. More to come on that. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. After this episode, head over to edtroxel.com. Link is in the comments, and go sign up for the newsletter so you can be receiving my email tomorrow. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care. What is the Hey Ed community? I'll let them tell you.
I'm drawn to this community, Erica, because listen, I'm going to make sure as a business person, I know you are as well, serious business women, we're going to make sure that we're getting the content knowledge we need from the Hey Ed community. But I also want to laugh. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy my workday. And I know I'll get that balance in the Hey Ed community. I know he'll tolerate our tangents.
And I think that's the perfect way to have a really good engaged community. It's a perfect balance of business and fun,